the things, ladies and germs. I promised you rant. I actually promised you a series of 10 rants on the 10 commandments of ranting. And I, although one evil mofo, am not one to ever back down from a promise. Now, I've had a lot of shit going on. But I did promise. So here goes. Commandment number 1, 1 being not only the loneliest number, but the number that signifies the one of the most important, is thou shalt researchest thine subject. The reason being, if you don't research your subject, what you will wind up doing inevitably and invariably is looking like a major ass. Now, it's one thing if you are a major ass and that's your intention, that's fine. Forky is a great example. Wink wink, nudge nudge. By the way, thanks a lot, Hypomania Man. I appreciate your mental kick in the ass to get me back into doing what it is I obviously need to do, because, well, let's face it, if I didn't need to do it, I wouldn't be doing it. There, would be actual, there wouldn't be a rant watcher. There would be, maybe some rant critics or what have you, but regardless of that. Commandment number 1, thou shalt researchest thine subject. You have obvious access to the internet, all of you out there I'm speaking to. The reason I know this is, well, primarily because you're on YouTube, and if you're on YouTube, that tells me that you have access to upload videos. So if you have access to upload videos and you have access to YouTube, you obviously have access to such wonderful sites as, give me a minute, Google's one. Another one which a lot of you desperately need is dictionary.com. Okay, if you're going to use a word, know what the goddamn word means. Seriously. Just as an example, infer and imply, not interchangeable. Not by any means. Not even remotely, not even almost. Okay? If you're going to use a word, know what the word means. That's a later commandment. It's actually an addendum to a commandment later on. We'll get into it. I don't want to get ahead of myself here. Right now we're focusing on researching your subject, okay? Which is layman's term for thou shalt researcheth thine subject. But seriously, you'll notice in a lot of my rants, I, quote things, such archaic documents as the Constitution of the United States, the Declaration of Independence, case law. All these things can be found on the internet, and there's, again, no reason why, if you're intent on ranting about a subject, there's absolutely no reason in the world why you should not utilize these tools. Know what you're talking about. It's just, if you're going to rant, do it. Now, if you're going to do an editorial, opinionated piece that actually has no substance or no basis in substantiation, fine. That's cool too. But you need to stipulate that. You can't say this is a rant about la da 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 da. And we'll get into a lot later what defines a rant. As far as I'm concerned, what should define a rant? Turning on your camera and setting up your microphone and yelling at your computer because you're pissed, or firing things out of some obnoxious pixelated camera, while blathering on and screaming profanities in a yet more obnoxious Cockney accent, does not a ranter make. Okay? By any means. Whining about school and importing some little graphic that you made in MS Paint and not even bothering to set your audio levels does not a ranter make. Okay? It just doesn't. What it makes you in the instance of heavy base X, is an obnoxious fat fuck from the UK. It makes you some, red-headed, limey bastard that doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. What it makes you, in the case of Brent Strong, the 7th grader that hates school, is a fucking moron. I mean, you can't handle 7th grade. If you can't handle 7th grade, go get your daddy's shotgun and, swallow a slug. Seriously. Get your whole head in front of the shotgun, as Dennis Slayer would say. There's no reason for... You're whining about 7th grade? Come on. You're firing religion out of a cannon? What the fuck? Okay? Look at my background, if you will. Okay? I'm a minimalist. Yeah, I got the parrot back there, but, she's just, a family pet, so she happens to be there. If she wasn't there, she'd be off to the side screaming, and I wouldn't be able to do the video. So, which brings me to another commandment, which I will get to later. But yeah, seriously. Commandment number 1 is what? Right. Thou shalt, say it with me, thou shalt researchest thine subject. Or in layman's terms, research your subject. So that's commandment number 1. Learn it, know it, and for fuck's sake, think about it.